I'm with the Governor's Commission on Disabilities. Our charge is to advocate for children, adults, seniors with disabilities. We don't think you can solve the Medicaid funding crisis without addressing the rest of the support system. The governor's budget, the one she just submitted, more than half of all the federal and state dollars will be spent on people with disabilities, on children, on adults, on the fact that more than 70% of our folks residing at the state prison have disabilities. We actually, the corrections department is actually the largest provider of behavioral health care in the state and the largest provider of support services for folks with disabilities. But it doesn't do a great job in the transition. We believe that we need to move from a funding stream or provider-based system to a system that we build around families. A person with a disability, that disability affects the whole family. If you're a first grader, you just found out your mother has breast cancer, and all we do is deal with treating the breast cancer. We won't deal with the emotional toll that takes place, and usually ends up with an aggressive kid in the first grade classroom with some teacher. But we don't treat families. We don't plan. Some of the examples, we actually spend more state dollars through the Medicaid system for things like wheelchairs than when we only get about a 50, 52, 53% federal match. If we're working with that individual towards employment, that same wheelchair we could get at a 78% federal match. Two separate organizations within the same Department of Human Services treat the same people, and I recently got that complaint that the Medicaid system bought an individual a standard wheelchair. The person had no ability to move anything below his chin. So the State Vocational Rehabilitation Agency, the same department, then turned around and had to buy him an electric wheelchair. So now he can go to work. But if we had started building his needs and his family's needs around where he wanted to go, rather than, okay, comes in, hits the wrong office, and we end up wasting money. Rhode Island is 36th in the nation with regards to the number of individuals with disabilities of working age who purchase and their employer purchase health care through the Medicaid system. We're at 0.5% of that large group, that large expensive group of adults with disabilities that support somebody going back to work. The average of the 40 states with a Medicaid buy-in system are 2.8%. The best state, 22%. And for that program, the employer and the individual with the disability who's working pay a portion of the state's share. I was told this morning one of the developmental disability providers hired an individual with behavioral health care to do the cleaning in the secretary's building, and was told within 2 weeks he should quit because it wasn't his economic interest to work at a job that he was planning on going on to maybe running his own business. Now, we need a system that works around families and not just the Medicaid system. You find the information, both of those things in this package. Thank you.